We
All
are
right.
live. Hello,
We're
everybody,
here.
and welcome to the very first episode of The Kitchen Table. I am super chuffing happy to have the wonderful Hope Batchelor here with me today. Hi, Hope.
Hello. How are you doing?
Really good. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone who is joining us live. Please do feel free to pop any questions in the chat that you have throughout the session. We'll be diving into a lot about Hope's career and the change across into food and the whole food world. But I'm sure, Hope, you don't mind me saying that if anyone's watching this back as a recording, if they've got any questions, just to pop you over to you as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Drop us a DM, Substack message, whatever you want. Yeah, and probably even do it as like we can do like a YouTube Q&A or something that comes from it. I think that'd be quite nice.
Perfect. That'd be good. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
Now, Hope. People might know you from your hugely successful YouTube channel and TikTok.
I mean, you're being very kind.
No,
I feel massive imposter syndrome right now being here talking, by the way. It's like, it's a
no.
very, very lovely thing to have a chat. But yeah,
Well, we're honoured to have you here. So, if they don't know you from YouTube, you've been on MasterChef.
I
You
have.
do right here on Substack, something
Correct.
very good. And you've built this fantastic community around you on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, almost at 250,000
Yeah.
subscribers, followers.
It's absolutely wild that anyone cares about what I have to say about anything. And actually, the whole reason I even started this was because my friends were getting sick of me like posting on my personal Instagram page and stuff. And they were like, you should,
Yeah,
I think they were very kind. They were just like, you should do this as a thing. Like, go
yeah.
do something. Because I think they were just like sick and tired of me posting everything there.
Channel
So
this energy over there.
exactly. Be specific in that lane over there. But yeah, the fact that anyone has any interest in anything I have to say, honestly, it blows my mind. Every day I have people come up to me in the street and that blows my mind. And I will always be like flabbergasted. If anyone sees me and they're always wondering, like, shall we like please come say hello. And Lawrence, my husband, he says like you have the same reaction from the very first person who ever came up to you to the people that come up to you now. And it's incredible. It's really wild to me. And if you watched, we were just talking just before we started this, that if you watched my latest YouTube vlog as well, we actually
Yes.
met up with a couple. We went to Cardiff and stayed in their home because she came up to me when we were in Thailand and said, I love your content. And now like we're mates.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just shows that it's if there's someone that you love in the content space, they shouldn't be putting themselves out there if they're not willing to connect and do that, you know?
Yeah, I think, and you've done that really well. And I think a lot of people will agree with me that the content you do put out and the way you conduct yourself on all your channels just gives this real sense of warmth and inviting. I mean, you basically leave all your cards on the table when you vlog, don't you? And your life is out there. So, um, yeah, I think you've just created this great community around you that just
Mm.
wants to see you succeed, and you are going from strength to strength. Um,
I'm honestly I'm so grateful. It's so lovely because I know a lot of people don't have that kind of experience with putting themselves out on the internet, and the fact that, like you say, the friends, the community that have come from this, I am so eternally grateful every single day. Like my gratitude list is becoming not boring, but like it's the same every day, which is a lovely thing. And yeah, I'm just so incredibly grateful. It's lovely. It's really nice.
Good. It's nice
Mm.
to see a happy story going on at the
Yeah,
moment, isn't it,
right.
of course?
We need it. We
Yeah.
need it now.
So I've invited you on today for our first one. So thank you again.
Feel honoured.
Um, so the kitchen table, right? What is it about? It's so I'm fairly new in the food world, okay, and we were discussing before the live started about how this community, as in the food world, is so accepting and just so rife
Nice.
with nice people.
Yeah.
And if you've got a question, if you want to get involved with anything, everyone is so happy to
Mm.
accept that and help if they
Definitely.
can. But I want to roll back a little bit to what you were doing before the food world, project management.
Yeah.
How did you get into project management? What was that step up, and
Do
how
you
did it
know what?
start?
Yeah, I've always been a very type A person. It resonates with
Yeah,
every part of my life. I love organization, and I fell into it accidentally. So to go like really back, so I don't think I've ever given anyone a full like story time of how I got like into like careers and stuff. But I didn't want to go to university because I didn't know what I wanted to study. And I was like, I'm not going to spend 3 years of my life doing something that I'm like not too sure about and getting into debt for no reason. So I went just straight down the route of working. I did a couple of college courses, and
yeah,
some people may know if they've seen other like videos that I've put out that I met my husband Lawrence on
yeah.
one of the courses that I did. Well, I'll probably put in the Substack repost of this, the link to the video where I give a story time on that. But I did a
Subscribe.
couple of yeah, exactly. I did a couple of college courses, and I was just like, yeah, it's not for me. I'm quite well spoken as a person. I think some people misconstrue that for intelligence, because
Mm,
I'm not actually that. I don't want to deplete like myself by saying anything, but I'm not very intelligent compared to other people in my lives, and I just thought, let's just not go down the university route and ultimately be not devastated by potential like bad results. But
yeah,
I'm a grafter. I like to work. I've always worked. My first job was I was 13, working illegally,
yeah,
in a local kennels, and I absolutely loved it. So I've always worked, and I just went straight in. I found a job at an experiential marketing agency, and I went straight in as an account executive. And that's pretty much it, because an account executive is pretty much the same as a project manager, stuff like that. And it's just a case of I jumped up and up and up
yeah.
to various different companies and stayed within the marketing world because I quite liked that. And that was pretty much it. It's quite a boring work story to be like, continued with the first thing that I just did and just
Yeah.
moved onwards and upwards. Yeah,
I think it's a good reminder, though, that you don't have to go to university to fall into something
100%.
eventually, what you're passionate
Definitely.
about.
Yeah, exactly. And I think real credit to my parents for that, for not like pressuring me in any way. I went through a bit of a wobble at probably at the age of like 15, maybe a little bit
Mm,
younger, where I just said to my mom, I was like, I don't understand like how life works. How do I get a house? How do I like what's a mortgage? I don't get it. Like, how do I make
yeah.
money? How do I get a job? And I just went like a bit down like I think lots of other type A people will resonate with that.
Yeah. At
Went down a bit of a
15.
spiral. Yeah, I was like, I don't understand. How will I live my life? And that was like when we had a real conversation around, look, if you don't want to go to university, because I think that's where it all stemmed from. I was like, I
Mm,
don't know what I want to do. And like, credit to my mum, she was just like, you don't have to know what you want to do, and that's absolutely fine. You're a grafter, you'll work, we know that you're going to be okay regardless, but just work on finding what you want to do. And ultimately that just ended up being, I like work. I like
yeah.
working.
You're a
Like,
worker.
it's really weird to say it actually when you think
Yeah.
about it. And I look back on all my previous jobs, I've loved them all. Like, I
Mm.
love work. So I've always just been really quite passionate about that.
Yeah, it took me a long time to find food. Like, I've done so
Mm.
many different roles. I've just turned 37, 36, 37.
Don't look
How old
a
I
day
am.
over 25.
Thanks. And I've been in so many different jobs, and you try them for a few years, and you think,
Mm.
this isn't really sitting. You don't know why, and I think that would resonate with a lot of people nowadays. And kids, you get conditioned to think like, oh, you must know what you want to be before you leave school, and then you go to
Definitely.
university, and then adulthood starts, and it's like, no, it doesn't start till 30. When you get to 30,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
realize, oh yeah,
Definitely. And there's a thing there with, I think, when you're going through the paces of knowing what you want to do and who you want to be, it's not actually, the skills aren't really honed in on as a child or like someone at school. I was
mm,
actually having a conversation with a friend that I saw earlier on today, where both him and I, we would be in class, and we were those kind of like
yeah,
yappers all the time. And I distinctively remember a parents' evening that my mum went to, and the teacher said to her, Hope is brilliant at class conversations, even when we're not having one. And it kind of like, it got me and my friend talking today about the fact that it's really frowned upon to be that kind of character in school. And I can understand it can be distracting and can be a bit of a disruption. However, to have the skill of being a yapper, a talker, that is a brilliant skill to have.
In
And
today's world, 100%.
exactly. And he's now really, really successful in sales.
Yeah.
And it just makes so much sense. Like, I was just
Yeah.
like, of course you're in sales, because that's just your personality. And what's frustrating in the school system is that they don't really hone in on that. They don't go, okay, cool, we have these two people within the class. Why don't we create a debate team? Or why don't we do this? It's just,
100%.
and I don't know what the school, rules are to doing stuff like that. But I do think it's very like, these are the jobs that you can have, and there's no real like movement from that. There's no like, actually, we see that you have potential to be this kind of person,
And as back when we were in school as well, definitely not going into food world. Like, unless you were really good at homework, content creation wasn't a thing. It's no one.
Or it was a case of, you're going to be a chef, right? And you have to work all these long hours. You're going to be on your feet all day. Like, that was the only, and still is for a lot. Like, if you were in any kind of scenario now, and you were to say, I want to go into food, the answer will always be, so you're going to be a chef. Like, but that's not just it. Like, you can go into Substack and writing. You can be a recipe developer for brands. Like, there's just so many different avenues that you can take in the food industry.
Photographer, book designer. The
stylist.
It's limitless, really, isn't it? So
exactly. Yeah, it really is.
So I found food at the ripe young age at 37. When did you find it? Because I read somewhere that you loved making Sunday lunch of your nan.
Yeah. Although I was never actually allowed, a little bit of like, so I did love doing it, but I have an older sister as well, and she's typical older sister, where I wasn't allowed to touch anything because I'd ruin it all, kind of thing.
Yeah, of course.
So I was the one that had to peel the shit jobs. I was going
you muggins.
Exactly, I was little muggins. She was the one that was getting to like stir things on the stove, and I was there like peeling. But I think there's those lovely like core memories that you have, and I think I'm very fortunate, and I don't know what your background is, and like the fact that you found like your love of food at your age, but I think because I've had so many influential food people in my life from such a young age, it's been really easy for that to just be almost like embedded. Like, I can't really fathom people who just food is fuel. I don't really understand that. How did you why 37? Like, why it was 37, right? Not 36. I'm not adding
we'll
a
go
year
with 37,
for you.
yeah. So I was probably that person.
Really?
I wouldn't say that I didn't like going out eating. I absolutely did, and we'd go to nice restaurants over the past couple of decades being an adult. But it just, I tell you what it was. I think it was because I pigeonholed myself into saying to people, I can't cook. And then that becomes the narrative in your head.
You start to believe it as well.
100%, yeah. So my partner, Ben, he's the main cook in the household. And it was just easier. We fall into the routine of, oh, he's the cook, I can feed us if I need to, but there's no sort of,
you're not developing any skills or anything like that. Yeah.
Just about beans on toast, it was that dire.
Hey, look, there's a time and place for everything, and sometimes you just want beans on toast. It's fine.
So that's, I think, and you get, the years go on, don't they? So if you don't actively try and pursue getting better, and it's not a nice thing to fall into, that you're not able to cook a nice meal. So
totally.
So what
changed for you then? Why did you go, I'm going to stop this this cycle?
So I started watching your YouTube, if I'm being really honest. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Wow. Oh my God. That's amazing.
So I said, I'm going to start baking, and then it just snowballed from there. That year I attempted Bake Off, like baking along through Bake Off, and just caught the bug. And then and then that whole realization of, what do you mean you can make a career out of this? And what do you mean you could be a writer and a book designer? And so
like my passion can turn into something that's like more than that. It's a wild thing to like get your head around. And I think not many people are fortunate enough to have the opportunity to do it, or like even the not just the passion, that's the wrong word to use, the self-love to do it.
Yeah.
I think that's the other thing. Like, you need to really go, no, I am going to persevere something like this.
It's taking a chance, isn't it? It's giving
It
yourself the
is.
permission to say, I'm
Fail.
going to do this.
Yeah, and also like giving yourself the permission to fail as well. And like, I think there's so many people who have said to me, you know, how do you brush yourself off when things don't like go quite right? And I just think it's one of those things where I'm a very like glass half full kind of person.
You get that, yeah.
And I just think what a privilege that I was able to screw that up.
Yeah.
I don't go down that route of, oh, I messed up. I'm not like there's a saying, it's like it's kind of like the be grateful that it happened kind of thing. Another one of my favorite sayings is the change the have tos to the get tos.
Yes.
So, I get to fail at this. I get to recipe test this. I get to make this. And, there's a lot of people who don't get to do those things. So I think as soon as you shift your mindset to being change the have tos to the get tos, and it's not that deep, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's not a problem. I think we're all have fun. Like, we're all so pressured on ourselves, and rightly so, because we want to do ourselves proud. But sometimes doing yourself proud is learning from your mistakes as well, and making mistakes.
Way,
yeah, definitely.
When did you find the spark then? What was it that made you think, oh gosh, I really could do this?
Do you know what? So much credit to Lawrence, my husband. I don't think he gets the airtime that he deserves, bless him. And you watch my vlog, so you'll know, you know what it's like. Like, oh, yeah, and he'll be like, I was very fortunate in that when I met him, I was at the point where I was kind of like getting into that, like living by myself, feeding myself kind of thing. And our second date was making chutneys in my flat.
Perfect. Yeah.
Isn't that great? Like, he was just like, let's go to TK Maxx and buy yourself a new set of pans so that you have something. Because I was just using the ones that came with the flat, just like rubbish ones where everything was like peeling off them. It's just not good.
Gotta be done.
Yeah, oh god. And we went to TK Maxx, we bought a load of like new pots and pans, and we just spent an afternoon making chutneys, and then we just like had a little like spread, like a picky tea kind of thing. And I credit him so much to the love that he brought back into cooking. I unfortunately don't have a relationship with my mum, and that kind of like broke down at a pivotal point where because she's such a great cook, she's phenomenal. And I think that if it wasn't him, it would have been her if we still had that relationship going. So I'm really glad that I was fortunate enough to meet Lawrence and have that kind of support with getting that passion and love back for something, instead of just having ultimately the ready meals that I had in my fridge. Because when I met him, that was what was going on.
Yeah. We'll come back to the fridge thing in a bit, actually, because you are leftover queen, aren't you?
I will wear the crown gladly. And actually, to be honest, that's something that's like, I know that we'll get on to a question about it later, but that was all an accidental thing as well, that to become that kind of like leftover scenario. But I'm sure we'll like dive into that in a bit.
We'll dive into it later, because it is a really important thought process to have, like especially in today's world. But we will get onto that in a little bit. So you had the spark and the passion, and Lawrence helped ignite that even further.
Absolutely.
You're in your job doing project management. When did that shift start happening? We did see it a little bit on the vlog, but the cog started turning where you
like
think,
this could be something else
full time.
Yeah, to be honest. So I think it all starts with MasterChef, right? So it was one of those things where Lawrence and I absolutely love hosting so much, and we just had so many friends. It was actually Bake Off. So I applied for Bake Off first because that's what I wanted to go on. And I only got through the first phone interview stage, didn't hear anything more. And my reaction to that was, well, screw you guys, I'm going to go on MasterChef then.
Yeah.
And I applied for
And you got
MasterChef
it.
and I got on MasterChef. So I was like, oh, okay, cool, this could work. So by going on MasterChef, it kind of allowed me to, it didn't give me like an instant boost that one thought it would do, because I won't lie when I say like I wanted to do content creation. I wanted to be doing it on the internet and like sharing recipes and have a good community online to be able to share that with.
Yeah.
And I, being completely honest, thought that okay, first episode will air, I'll have like 10,000
Hundreds of
people.
thousands of
Yeah,
followers.
everyone will flock. It'll be great. And that didn't happen, which I really am grateful for now, because it means that the community that I have built has been so much more connected, and it's building it. It's people have followed me for me and what I'm putting out there, not for the fact that I was just on a TV show. So looking back on it now, and it's a big thing to remember if you're looking to do content creation, that your growth, everything happens for a reason with your growth. And if you're not like going, I will always stand by. And I've got a few other friends in the food content space who have like 500, 700,000 followers, and they are yearning for more of a following of like my size, because the bigger you get, and I completely agree with this, and I'm so happy with the community that I have, and I actually have no desire to ever go viral. I have no desire to get shitloads more like I love the community that I have now. I'm able to take time every day to speak with everyone on DMs. I'm able to do that kind of stuff where
Yeah.
yeah, and I love it. It's great. Like it's the whole part of me, and it does worry me that if things were to like quote unquote blow up, then is that part of like my job gone? Which I don't, it's like when you get promotions at work, right? And you end up not doing the job that you like joined the job to do, because you're like managing all the people doing the job.
Yeah.
And it's that kind of thing. And I can't remember how I got like why we got onto like that kind of like ramble. Sorry guys, I ramble. I'm a rambler. I'm such a rambler. But what were we talking about?
It was the crossover, so that pivotal point.
Yeah, there you go. So it gave me the credibility. So yes, it didn't give me like that instant following that I was yearning for, but it gave me a credibility. So instead of it being like, who's this girl telling us how she boils an egg, it was like, oh, okay, well, at least she's got to a certain stage within a cookery program, which was really good. It gave me that, which I'm like so grateful for. And then essentially, so with that like crossover of like the work thing, I really wanted to do this. I really wanted to share recipes online. I wanted to show people. It all started off really with being like, I want to show people more about like the hosting side. That was my first like draw to it, because that's what Lawrence and I did all the time.
Okay.
And I loved that. I loved hosting. I loved sharing those kind of recipes. And you can't host all the time. Like you can't do it every single week. So ultimately you have to fill in the gaps with the content elsewhere, which is where other content comes in, like the sourdough that I do and all the other recipes that come hand in hand with that. And then you're just staying true to yourself, and it grows. And it depends what you want from it all the time. But if you're looking for that growth, it is simply a case of just, and I hate it when people say it, but like sticking at it. And
it's so important though, isn't it? You've got to be
so
consistent,
important.
not just for people that follow you, that are wanting your content, but for yourself. You're
absolutely. Yeah, 100%. And that's, and to be completely blunt with it, you start earning enough to be able to leave the other thing behind. And it got to a point where I was doing both jobs mediocre, or like in my eyes, like I'm a perfectionist, so I'm sure my mediocre is a lot of other people's excellent in some form potentially. But for me, I wasn't performing both how I wanted to, so something had to give. And that was that's ultimately it. And I was able to have a conversation with my manager at work where he was like, yeah, off you go kind of thing, like your wings are like spread. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the other thing. If you're looking to do it and you're at that pivotal point, it's to keep those kind of honest conversations with the people that you are working with, and if you're in a corporate job, for example, because you don't want to become like nervous about posting things, because you don't want people to be going, well, is she doing her job properly? Like keep the conversations open with your manager. And I think there's a really, I'm sure few people know of Grace Beverly, and I do stand by a lot of the stuff that she posts in terms of how to be like most productive at work and communicate. There's another person called Sophie something. I'll dig it out and I'll see if we can add it onto our post that we do, who's a really good in the workplace kind of like coach, but more for millennials and like Gen Zs. And the stuff that she puts out is like really helpful. And I do stand by the communication with your line manager is so important, because it just means that they understand what you're going through, you know, and you can say, look, I'm taking my like lunch break to film this today, and being honest is like ultimately the main thing. So if you do want to be like going from a corporate job to like doing this, don't let yourself get to a point where you're feeling scared to create content because you don't know like what eyes are on you, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, yeah. And I suppose just as important as clear communication and boundary setting with your managers and your work colleagues, if you don't mind me asking, I guess that's really important if you're with a partner as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
How did that conversation with Lawrence go? I imagine he was like super chill about it, but
do you know what? Conversations like this make me feel like, oh my god, am I a bad partner for like not really like ever really asking him? It was never really asked, I guess. And you know, he's such a gem, and he puts up with so much, bless him. And there are conversations that you have early on, especially with vlogging, because I feel like with doing content creation in terms of like doing recipes, that's kind of like easy in a way and fine. Like you like put down the camera, you film what you need to film, you edit it, you post it. But vlogging, you are putting your whole life out there. You are also like, it's very intimate, and I personally love that. I want to be connecting with people and sharing people, you know, the ups, the downs, the everything. And it's more when it comes to that kind of thing where you have to have a conversation with your partner to go, where do you stand with this? Like, do you want to have the camera flung in your face randomly? Are you happy with that? And some people absolutely are. Like, if people like yourself, like people watch my vlogs, they will hopefully have seen my dad before, and like he is like prime example of someone who loves it, absolutely loves it. You know, he's in his element. But then there are other people, you know, Lawrence he still really enjoys it, but you know, he's a little bit more subdued than I am and not as animated. So you are expecting your partner to be happy with something when you're the one that's calling the shots. You know, you can decide when you've like flicked on the camera to like give an update and stuff, and it's just communication at the end of the day to go, I'm planning on vlogging this today, or, you know, would you want to do this? We try and keep our evenings pretty much for us. So anyone who watches like YouTube vlogs, they might have clocked it, they might not have clocked it, but a lot of the time evenings aren't really included in
unless
the vlogs.
You're hosting or going to an
event. Or like going for dinner or an event or something. Part of that's also to do with lighting, because I like to shoot in nice bright daylight. But a lot of the time
is sort of darkness.
Exactly. And a lot of it is also because it allows us to like keep that time for us, and also a lot of it is because it's our evenings, guys. They're very boring. Like he's in the living room now. I think he's watching like Landscape Artist of the Year. Like that's
perfect. That's
good
chill out time.
Yeah, exactly. So there's also that of like keeping stuff for yourself as well. And I find it much easier to keep things for ourselves when they're boring, because I don't feel like, you know, oh, like I should be telling, you know, everyone about this.
They're missing out, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's like if we do something exciting, I'm like, well, no, I have to blog this. And credit to Lawrence, like there's times where I've gone, no, okay, I'll keep like this one to us, and he's just like, nah, do it because it'll be great. And I'll be like, yeah, you're right. So making sure we have boring moments for me is really key, because that's when we can really just like veg out on the sofa and make like the only thing that like breaks my heart with that is that you guys don't see like the weird little silly jokes that we make with each other and things like that would be quite nice to have an insight in. But having some things for yourself I think is quite key as well.
Yes, it's so important, isn't it? And it sort of forces downtime as well.
100%.
That's going to lead on to a quick question I'm going to ask you. But first of all, I did have a question submitted on Instagram by Liv
Oh,
that
nice. Hey,
that
Liv.
said, more cooking with dad. When's it happening?
Oh, okay. He's gonna love that so much. Yeah, no, we need to get it back in. I think just with our trip that we did around Southeast Asia,
Did you go to
um,
Southeast Asia?
we went to Southeast Asia. I'll send you the links to the
Thanks. Yeah.
vlogs. Yeah, just with that, that's pretty much that. Like, put a little bit of back foot on things, but yeah, literally, I saw him the other week, and we said that exact thing, that we need to get another dinner with dad in. So yes.
Good.
Absolutely. I think that would make a really lovely Wednesday video, because I'm trying to do that
Yes.
with
Yeah.
YouTube a lot, where it's like Sundays are our lovely Sunday vlogs where we just like potter around and do all, the weekly stuff. But Wednesdays are a little bit more like of a thought out video. So I feel like a dinner with dad would do really well. So thank you, Liv. Yes, I'll send him a WhatsApp
One
as
vote.
soon as we're done and be like, Dad, we need to get it in. The people want it. The people want
Good.
it.
The masses have said.
Yeah, exactly. Nah, he is great. He's a public speaker, so it's
He
within
seems
him.
so at home in front of the camera, doesn't he? Such
Well, it
a
was his
jester.
idea as well.
Was it?
Because, like, yeah, because he said to me one time when we were having dinner, he's like, I have a great idea for your YouTube. And this is when we were a really small community. I think there's like 2,000 of us on like YouTube or something. And he's like, I have a great idea. I was like, okay, what's that? And he said, I think we should do this thing called Dinner with Dad. I was like, okay, cool. But I kind of didn't take him very seriously with it, because it's a lot to be, on camera and, yeah, like to put yourself out there like that. And I just thought, he's had a couple of glasses of red. He probably doesn't mean it.
Yeah.
And then we had another dinner and he mentioned it again. I was like, okay, you mean this then? Let's give it a go and see. And yeah, like you say, the rest is history. He's just brilliant. He's like, what a guy. So yeah.
So
Yeah, we
natural as well, isn't he? Public
no,
speaker.
annoyingly,
No.
and that's the only thing, is that with Lawrence and my dad, the issue is that it's actually like the audio is quite like a thing.
Yeah.
Lawrence has a very deep, low voice, and my dad has more like of a pitch like I do. So when I'm editing with my dad, I don't need to like hunk any like audio up or anything like that. With Lawrence, I have to like put it up, and it's just a little bit like, the editing becomes a little bit more interesting to do. But with dad, he's just, and like I say, because he's a public speaker, he's a pro. Like, literally, say what he needs to say like this. I'm like, I'm not going to have to edit any of that. Like, that's so great.
He's got his own script written. He's got some whiteboards.
To be honest, I would not put it past him for being like, okay, we're going to be making this. I've got like things in my head that we need to talk. Like, he's great. He's great. He should do Substack lives.
Oh my god, he should, shouldn't he?
He would nail it.
Going back to your time out, I'm sure loads of people, I've clocked it, and a few people I've spoken to have clocked it. It's about, I guess we'll word it, how do you construct your day? Because it does seem like you're fitting 48 hours into a 24-hour day. Especially, I know you said you were not happy with the levels that you were working when you did your full-time job and doing content creation. It always looked like you were killing it, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
And
did not feel like it a lot of the time.
Well, it looked like it. So how are you doing it?
So with doing the full-time job, I won't lie, it was hard. It was really, really hard. It was 7 a.m. until 11 p.m, 7 days a week, especially with then deciding to take on the YouTube thing, and it was really, really difficult, and you just have to push through, I guess, and find a chaos routine that works for you. Since going full time, it's almost a bit like, I hear you say something like that, and I'm just like, I feel imposter syndrome on that, because I feel like pretty chill with it all, but then I do think that I function. I know that one of you, we're going to potentially talk about a bit of like burnout, but I function really well in not chaos, but in like stress and doing a lot. When a lot's on my plate, I find I'm the most productive, I get most done, I don't procrastinate on things, and that's just how I work. I love a routine as well, and I love to habit stack. I think for me, habit stacking is one of the ways I like, quote unquote,
What is
like
that?
do more.
What's habit
So
stacking?
a good example, one of my favorite habit stacks is every morning, 7 a.m. until 9 a.m. I am here at my desk. My
Yeah.
desk comes up. I've got an under desk treadmill,
Treadmill.
and
Yeah.
I get my steps in whilst like doing all admin bits. Like if you follow me on Instagram, YouTube, you will probably have clocked that I respond to you normally between the hours of 7
Yeah.
a.m. and 9 a.m. because that's I'm just like blitzing through and like having chats with everyone. So that is like a very classic way of like my habit stacking, where I can keep my movement in whilst doing admin work. So with me, the way that I like try and achieve most things is by habit stacking as much as possible. If I'm recipe testing something for a client for like a brand deal that's going out, like take photos of it and post that as a carousel or post it as a post on Substack, you know. And also I try and have as much as possible a no procrastination rule. So as soon it's like a do it now, do it now, do it now mentality. It's like shoot something, edit it, do it now, do it now, do it now. Like
Yeah.
I don't sit on things. I just, before I even have a chance to let my brain go, oh, I'm tired, just do it. Just get over and done with. Just
Crack
get
on.
over and done with. It's a stay ready and you'll never have to get ready mindset, you know?
Do you then have like a physical, not physical, or a digital system that you're working from? I know you're Type A, so you've definitely got a database going on somewhere. And
I'm just a spreadsheet gal, you know. I
yeah,
do have Trello. I always loved that as a project management tool when I was
yeah,
working my corporate job, and it's really good to like keep track of, for example, like a brand deal. Brand deal's like a very good one to keep track of. And I'll probably try and do a little bit more. I've done a few day in the life videos on YouTube
yeah,
where I talk about how I like work with brands and things like that. But I want to do as one of my Wednesday videos a little bit more like dive deeper into, if you want to become a content creator, this is how I do it. Because I think there's a lot of things in this industry where, unfortunately, there's a lot of taken advantage of with brands,
yeah,
and there's a lot of asking for things for free. And I'm so big on, I think it's my project direction head coming in, and I worked in marketing. So these brands, they have marketing budgets, and if
yeah,
they're asking for you to be doing something for free and a guaranteed deliverable, it's just not fair. Like I
no,
just don't think, no matter how small your following is, it's just not fair asked. Like you're a business as well, and you shouldn't be, you know, doing that in my opinion. But sorry, I've gone off on a tangent again. I do that. It's
that's
bad.
fine. That has actually sparked something. So hopefully, it might be useful as well to people that are watching. But it's easy to forget, isn't it, that when you're content creating, it's not. It feels so easy to just have that as a blatant phrase, but
Yeah.
if you're, let's lay it all out, you're going to the shops, you're buying the ingredients, you're coming
Yep.
back, you're cooking, you're waiting for the right light to then take the photos, you're
Mhm.
then filming it all at the same time, or you're writing
Mhm.
about it and then you're putting it out there. It doesn't stop there. You then got to promote what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's, it's not, time isn't free, and
Yeah,
it's a cliche
exactly.
thing, isn't it? And
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the major things, if we're like diving deep on the content creation side of things, is that like the biggest thing that a lot of brands try and sneak in, and because I am so type A, I think I'm a very unique beast with doing content creation. I've had a lot of agencies and brands say it to me of being like, we've never received things like this from anyone.
yeah,
Like when I get a brief through from a client, they are getting a full deck as
yeah,
to like, this is the concept, this is the script, this is the agreed budget, this is like everything. I even make them sign an agreement, because a lot of the
yeah,
time it's
important.
brands, yeah, a lot of brands just make you sign a contract, but it's nothing to protect you as a creator to go, you have signed off this concept and this script. If
Yeah,
you change your mind after I've shot and edited, that's going to be at charge to you to do that. It's not like it's just protecting
absolutely.
yourself from those kind of things as well. And also the brand don't want to have to be going backwards and forwards and being like, yeah, okay, you have to reshoot this, and it just means that it protects them at the same time.
Mm.
And I do think that with doing content creation, I've just had all of my thoughts get taken out of my head right now. I can't remember what I was just going to say. I was going to say something that we were like talking about. What were you just saying before that? You asked a question about something or another. And
About your
yeah,
processes, and
yeah,
you
oh
were
yeah,
talking about decks and
yeah, the one things is back. I've got it back. Got it back.
bring it back.
Yeah, the one of the things that is really major, and if anyone is looking to go into content creation, is to really dissect the contracts, because
Hmm.
a lot of the like main things that brands try and do is like have usage over your content for a long period of time without there being
Yes.
a fee for that. And the amount of times that I have had a contract received after agreeing a usage, i.e., they can take the video that I've created and they can repost it however they want, but for a set
Hmm.
period of time. They can't do it forever
Not for
and
years and
always.
years and years. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's like this period of time. And then I get the contract through, and sneakily within somewhere of the contract, and that could be a sneaky thing, or it could just be we just have a blanket one that goes out to everyone and we haven't like updated it, but it's not updated to say what those things are. So
Yeah.
if you're like me and you're type A and you enjoy that, because I quite enjoy that kind of thing. Like I love
Yeah.
filming, I love
We
vlogging,
get
I
a
love
buzz.
editing, but I love an admin day. I love a little,
Yeah. Take
just
those
like
tasks off,
like
and yeah.
diving in. Like ultimately, that is my project director head coming in. Like I used to manage timelines and create decks for brands and stuff like that. So that love, like I said earlier in the chat, I love work. Like I loved the job that I was in. So to bring a little piece of that into what I'm doing now, and it
Mm.
benefited so well, has been an utter joy. Like it's just been a lovely crossover that I didn't actually expect at all.
So, loving your work though,
Mm.
and I suppose very well exampled by the fact we both had a little bit of a brain fart then.
Yeah. I'm just like, what
How
are we
do
talking
you,
about?
yeah, how do you handle burnout? Because surely there's got to be, you're riding the cusp sometimes,
Yeah,
like the events you're
absolutely.
going to, all the stuff you've got to do. When you're in the position you're in, it's great thinking, oh, great, I'm a full time content creator now, but it's on you. The buck stops
Yeah,
with you. You've got to make sure stuff gets done. How do you
absolutely.
push it not too far?
Um, so I think first of all, being in food content is a real blessing because there's three opportunities every day. You got to
Mm,
eat. So,
yeah,
there's three opportunities to create content. And even if that's a case of there's days where, because we all have them, like our hormones are up and down, our emotions are up and down. And there's days where sometimes it's like, I can't film.
yeah.
I'm not feeling it. I don't want to be not putting my best self forward. I'm pretty like happy go lucky all the
Mm,
time, and what you see is what you get. But there are the odd day where I'm just like, or like you're hungover or whatever. Like you don't feel like filming it, but you
yeah,
still have three opportunities that day through breakfast, lunch, and dinner to make something delicious and take photos of it and post it on Substack.
yeah.
Or that there's always a way to habit stack and do something
Mm,
with that. So I think the food space is quite fortunate in that way. And actually, because cooking and baking calms my nervous system, it's
yes.
almost like it balances quite nicely, because, yeah, okay, like there is like the risk of burnout, but the job that I'm doing keeps my burnout at bay. And I also think that I am a functioning burnout person. Like
Yeah,
I love to be busy. I love to be like have lots of things going on. And I think the closest I got to actually stressing out a little bit with it was when I did Vlogmas. That was like
yeah.
the first time where I was like, oh my God, this is really, really hard.
Mm,
And not for the reason that I thought. Like I thought we were doing Vlogmas on YouTube, for those who didn't follow that and watch that. And it's where you post a video every single day.
intense.
It's intense, but it's
It,
fun. It is
yeah.
fun as well. Like that's the other thing. It's like I never want what I'm doing to feel like a job.
Mm,
And I feel like when there was like the Vlogmas thing, I thought that, oh my God, the editing of this, because I don't want to put out a 10-minute thing. I was like, no, people are going to get like half an hour to 40
yeah.
minutes. Like that's what
It's
I
your
would
full
want.
weekly vlog in a day,
Yeah,
isn't it?
exactly. And that's when I just went. I thought it was the editing. I thought, oh, okay, it's going to be
Mm,
really, really hard to edit all of this in time every day. It wasn't that. The thing that I found the most difficult, and you may laugh and find it very hard to believe that this is what I found most difficult, it was having something to say every day.
really?
Yeah. I found it really hard because I think when you watch some YouTubers, such as like Zoe and Alfie,
Yeah,
they're together, right? So
of
there's
course, they
there's
can
two
bounce off each
people.
other. Yeah,
Exactly. I'm essentially having a one-way conversation with myself every single day and having to create enough of that to be able to put out a decent
yes,
amount of content. And then you think to yourself, okay, cool, I'll go out for dinner and that'll be a good chunk of like content about there. And actually, then you realize, oh no, like dinner, like going out for dinner content isn't very good because it's so noisy, you can't say anything and
yeah,
all that. Like, so that was the closest I got to like burnout. And like I say, I'm functioning burnout. So will I be doing it again this year? Yes, I will.
yes. Wasn't I'm sure there was a day as well. There was, yeah, and you mentioned it actually in the vlog, which I'm so grateful for. Is you questioned? You said, Have I lost it?" As in,
Mm,
like the drive to want to vlog. And then
yeah.
the next day, you were like, "Nope, I've got it back
Yeah.
again," and it's
I was just sick. I was just
yeah.
ill. Like, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm just sick. It's
But
not a
it's
problem.
noticing that though, isn't it?
Yeah.
And just still keeping check and still keeping
Yeah.
aware, and it's
Yeah,
important.
absolutely. Yeah, if it's a passion of yours, I think that's the thing as well. As soon as you start hating it, or not hating it, but resenting it,
Yeah,
and that brings us actually quite nicely on to talking about what I want to say to anyone here who's looking to do content creation. And I've said to so many other smaller creators is if the content that you're creating, if there's a blocker at any stage of creating that content, be that the edit, be that the voiceover, be
yeah,
that whatever stage, stop it and reevaluate what you really enjoy doing. And that's actually why I went into the food waste and like that
yeah,
side of things. I found myself just not having any passion to film certain things. And I think I compared myself, and I still do compare myself to a lot of my food content friends, where they've got cookbooks, they post proper recipes where they've like recipe tested them
mm.
3 times and on Instagram and stuff. And I'm there being like, I've got some leftover bolognese and some potatoes, let's make this. And I'm just like, I feel like a fraud because
It's
I'm just like,
useful though. It's really
but it
useful.
is, right?
Yeah,
Exactly. And as soon as I found that love, and I was like, no, but this is what I like doing. And like,
yeah,
it's when it's the throwing together the things. And I was like, do you know what? Stop getting inside of your head, Hope, and just film that stuff and see if people want to see it. Because for me, I was just like, I didn't really know if anyone wanted that. And I think because no one else was doing it, there's like one other creator called Ellie Pear. And if you
mm.
like my content on food waste, highly recommend giving her a follow as well. She does a lot of like using up the last bit of your like sauce to make this kind of
Okay,
like
yeah,
content. She's great, and she did a lot of writing for the Waitrose weekend paper as well. So she's
yes,
brilliant, and she was the only other food content creator that was going down that kind of route. And yeah, I think before I found that love of being like, okay, this is the way that I like to film, and I stopped doing the aesthetic videos of like panning stuff and voiceovers and
yeah,
fancy edits, and I just plopped down the phone and talked like I like to talk as a mate to you guys, you know?
and that is the crux, isn't it? That's what people really resonate with. They're not. They can. How do I put this? That's really not insulting to anyone else.
Diplomatic.
there, there are channels you can go to that are super, super, super polished and is like high end 5 star um,
You do the
video
recipe, it will
excellence.
succeed. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think we live in an age today where you really want to connect with the person that you're watching the content of.
100%.
Time is finite, isn't it? And
Yeah.
you want to feel like, as you say, that someone is a mate talking to you through you down the lens,
Yeah,
and you do that so
absolutely.
well.
Oh, thank you. Honestly, it makes my day so much, and it's really lovely to do. And like, there's sometimes where I feel, and this is actually another thing, another piece of like advice for anyone wanting to do it, or like even just an insight into how I feel as well.
Mm,
There's a lot of days where I'm like, I'll doubt myself, or I'm just like, oh, like, is this a good thing to do? And is this like, am I being too fluffy when I'm talking? And like, it's going to be a really long edit. Do people want that? And you know, Instagram never want you to put out a long edit, but
no.
TikTok is always like, it's always good. Like there's always
Yeah.
like a long one there. But it's about, I always say as well, is find a few creators that do calm your nervous system and do bring you joy and also inspire you to do what you want to do as well. For me,
100%.
there's an amazing food content creator called Tess Madeline. She's Canadian, and for me, like, she is my, if I'm ever doubting myself, if I'm ever thinking, is this the right thing that I'm doing, I'll watch a few of her videos and she almost like resets it for me. It's like,
Yeah,
okay, all right, fine, because we do
that's
very
why.
similar
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, and we do very, like, I'm definitely inspired by the way that she films. And I think she was the first person that came up on my TikTok algorithm where it was like that. And I was like, oh, I didn't know
Mm,
that content could be like this.
yeah.
And it didn't have to be like the short, snappy 30 seconds voiceover video. It can be
Yeah.
comfort, it can be connection, it can be showing something deeper than just the recipe, like showing who you are. Yeah, and that's what it's all about for me.
I'm not just saying this because I'm talking to you now, but you are, to me, and I'm sure a lot of other people, that I'll put on an old vlog of yours. And it's just like if I'm cleaning my office or popping around the
Oh,
house, then it's like, oh, I've got a mate with me, you know, and
oh, and
it's
that's
so
what it's all about,
nice.
right?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. And I can't thank you enough. And that's exactly it. It's my aim all the
Mm.
time. And like I say, like, if anyone ever sees me, oh, there's someone called Hope Clark. Hey, Hope. Fellow Hope. Yeah, if there's ever any doubt as to, do I approach whoever, like, I just, guys, if you don't want to be like caught with me for like 5-10 minutes chatting and yapping,
Yeah.
don't come up to me. But
Yeah. Yeah.
the rest of the time, I'll be like, like, what are you doing? Let's, like, should we have a coffee?
Yeah. And it's good worth noting, isn't it, that you are so happy for people to come up and say hello and you're not like a get
Time.
back.
Oh my god, it's honestly, it's just like, it's so great. I talked about this, and we were talking about it before the live started.
Mm,
About, and I think we've even talked about it like during the live
yeah.
being on, that connecting with people and making friends, like, as an adult. Oh my
So
gosh, that's
difficult.
so difficult, so hard. I remember, like, my closest friendship group that I have, we all met each other at the gym. Like, I think that's
Mm,
actually a very good way of meeting people as
yeah.
adults. But besides that, like, genuine connections that I've made, and like friends that I've made through doing content creation, not just through people that have come up to me in the street and that we've actually become friends
Yeah.
from like doing that, but also the other content creators, the connection that you have. And I think we touched on it earlier, the food space, we're very fortunate in that it is so lovely. Like, you go to an event, it is filled with like love and
Mm,
encouragement and people supporting each other. And I'm really, really grateful that that's the truth that we have.
yeah. But I think it doesn't matter audience size or whatever strand of food world you're going down.
No.
Everyone always seems to be so, what are you doing? How can I help? I can put you in touch with so and so. And it's just like,
100%. And the
you know,
amount of times as well that I'll get like an email through from a brand to say, we want to do XYZ and it's not the right fit for me for whatever
mhm,
reason, I will go, I think XYZ will be brilliant. You should get in touch
yeah,
with them. And then I send those people a message to go, by the way, this is like come through. Here's their email. If they don't get in touch with you, please get in touch with them because I think that you'll be a great fit for it. And that for me is like what it's all about as well. Like, we're all just like trying to get by, right? And it's,
yeah,
if you can help someone else out, do it. Like, why,
yeah,
why wouldn't you?
100%. And what you put out there comes back to you, isn't it? It's whether you believe in
Definitely.
spirituality or not. I think it's
Absolutely.
important.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I'm right. I'm super conscious about your time because we're
No,
edging
don't
into the
be.
evening now.
You're good. Don't worry.
I'm just
As
going to
long as he leaves one
address.
episode of Landscape Artist of the Year for me, it's fine.
I'm just going to address our lovely viewers. So if you've got any questions before Hope leaves us, then please do pop them in the chat. I do have another question for you
Oh,
from
nice.
Instagram from Joe.
Oh, okay.
So she loves your use first container in the fridge.
Yeah.
We touched on it before. When
Yeah.
did you come up with the idea, and what's the most weird leftover you've used to make a meal with?
Oh, good question. Okay, so when did the use first box come in? Do you know what it was? I did a clear out of our drawers and I had a container left over. Like, I got rid of a load of stuff and I had like
Simple
this
as that.
container. And I was like, what should I do with this container? And I was like, I'll put it in the fridge. I'll put something in the fridge. I think like I was planning on putting some immunity shots in it or something. And then I just thought, oh, there's like a whole section here full of like bits and bobs that need to be used. So why don't we just have like a use first section? This all goes in here, and it just means that, you know, any leftovers, things that are on the brink, you know, you just like reach for that first. And you can even like pull it out and go, okay, when you're doing food shop, like what do we have to use first before we go ahead and like buy more things. So that is literally as simple as that. Like a lot of a lot of my ideas, like I said at the start, I'm not very like I'm not that intelligent. Like
You are,
always,
Hope.
no,
These
there's
things
always
are
just something.
practical.
No, there's just something strange that like sparks it off. And what's the weirdest leftover I have made something with? I don't know if it's weird, but this is a bit like ridiculous. Caviar.
Tell us. Caviar?
That's bad. That's bad, isn't it? Like
I don't know.
real caviar as well. Like not like lump roe. That was because I actually did a brand job with a skincare brand, and
Yeah.
they needed me to use real caviar. So, but then like I didn't have any other use. I wasn't hosting, and like when are you just gonna have like who has caviar? So
Oh,
that's
talking of
probably
caviar for tea tonight.
that on
That
Mark,
was
that's
it.
exactly what happened. We were just like, well, we've got some. We had we had southern fried chicken fillets in the freezer
Yeah,
with caviar. Like
perfect.
ridiculous. That's probably like the most ridiculous leftovers I've ever like made something with. In terms of like weirdest ones, um, oh God, I don't know what's classed as weird, because my weird might not be weird for other people or vice versa. I might think something's like completely normal, and then, you know, like haggis or like or black pudding or something like that. I think always taking something from a restaurant, and there's always like, oh, okay, we've
Oh,
got
that's
some.
such a good tip. Taking a doggy bag away and
Oh, always.
asking, can I have a leftover? Like, it just doesn't enter your brain. Well, it
Does
enters
it not?
yours,
Oh, for me,
but
it's all the time. They're like, right, okay. Like the amount of times, like I've even had like them like make things out of like foil for me and stuff. I'm like, I'm not leaving this. We did take actually from one place. We had leftover crumble and custard because we didn't finish
Ooh,
like the whole dessert,
yeah,
right? And they didn't have anything to put the custard in. It was in a one of those like silver boats,
yeah.
and luckily it was from a pub that we really love, and it's Lawrence's friend owns the pub, so he was like, just take the boat home, it's fine. Next time you come to the pub, bring it back. I was like, okay, fine. So the whole drive home, but like they didn't give us anything to put over the top of it. Yeah, and like we put it on the footwell of the passenger seat, and every turn Lawrence took, I was like, custard,
Oh
custard.
no.
It did go everywhere.
Redecorating the car.
Yeah.
Speaking of
His
car,
better than his car than mine. Yeah, I was about to say better than his car
new
than
car.
mine. Yeah, I was like, that wouldn't touch anything of mine.
Right, Hope, before
Yes.
I ask the last question, before we come to an end, I need to know, how's it going with the house?
Oh, okay. So exclusive bits for you guys that you get to know. So for anyone who doesn't know, we are in the process of trying to sell our beautiful home, and very like bittersweet, but found a place that I just can't wait to show you it, because I'm holding it all back, but don't worry, there will be a full like reveal. There'll be like house tour.
Good.
Like we're doing everything together if this happens. And just found this most incredible place. It's not incredible. It's like it's the opportunity is incredible.
It
It's
will be incredible.
big project.
Yeah.
So accidentally kind of found that place, and then we're like, right, we need to like make this work now. So house went onto the market, because you're not going to have your offer taken seriously without your house being sold.
Yeah.
And we had a very good first viewing for someone on Tuesday. Apparently he was grinning from ear to ear, and
Perfect.
it was just like our estate agent was like, I don't want to get people's hopes up after viewings, but it was a really good viewing. And we've got them coming back on Saturday for a
Fingers
second
crossed.
viewing, and also 2 other viewings on Saturday as well.
Wow.
So yeah, exciting.
Really
and I did a lot of like nice, I'll do this for you guys as well. I'll do it in probably next week's vlog of like showing like what I've done to like prep the house as well, because there's some little touches that I've done that we've done.
Wink, wink.
And there's a few little things that we've done that I was like, oh, am I being a bit OTT here? Is this a little bit like, buy our house, please, kind of thing? But apparently the things that we did that like our estate agent was like, they went down an absolute dream. So yeah,
Such a
we
great
just
idea as well.
yeah, well, like, it did things like I'll tell you now, like, I put out a box of eggs for the chicken from our chickens. I was like, we have too many. Please take some of our chickens' eggs.
Yeah.
I baked some cookies for them to take, little like bags to put like the
Nice.
cookies
Yeah.
in. And also, we pulled together. So I've done all the copy for it, and Lawrence has done the amazing design of it. He's a graphic designer. We did a little like house pack from us as owners. So
This is the
not
thing.
just
Yeah.
like not just the estate agent stuff. This is all like stuff from the heart. Like, where do we go for our dog walks? Where's the like best sundowner spot in the garden? What are the running costs of the house? Also, what's the renovation history as well? Because we've put our house on the market, and it's not cheap, it's not like really expensive, but it's not a cheap purchase to be making.
No. Yeah.
So we wanted to lay it all out for people to go, this is how much money we've put into it, and it kind of like justifies then the price point that you put your house at as well, because they can go, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense because they've done this much work to it.
Absolutely.
So it's like a really lovely way, I think, to just connect a little bit more. It comes down to connection, Mark, doesn't it? Like, it's always comes down to being personable, connection. And our estate agent even said, when we had the first viewings come in on Tuesday, I was like, I was out at an event, so I couldn't be here. But I was like, okay, I'd like Lawrence to say hello to the people, and I understand that like you want to show them around the house, and Lawrence can go out with our dog Oishi while she do that. But I think there should be a crossover of hello, and at least
100%.
that, and connecting with the people that you've got coming into your home and vice versa. It's really important to me. So yeah, that was a really nice little touch, and apparently it was received very well. So if you're looking to sell your home, highly recommend like putting something like that together. I'll probably do like a full Substack on it in terms of like, I'll like share the one that we've done, and all the kind of stuff, so you can see like what kind of thing to put in there. But it's definitely useful.
That'd be super useful if we could see that visually as well.
Absolutely.
I remember when we bought this house, the owners invited us around for tea, and we had tea in the garden, and we were like sitting around thinking, yeah, we could totally live here.
That's exactly it. And I said it to Lawrence about the place that we're looking to buy. I was like, we should just like pop round with like a cup of like some biscuits or whatever, and just like say, look, this is our scenario and stuff. Because there's also a bit of a dance that we're doing right now of like offering, and so to be able to like go sit down and have a conversation with them and say, we're not doing this to be awkward. It's literally like, we are at our max to be able to do it, but we want this so badly, and to just put that personal touch behind it and be humans. And I do think, hopefully whenever we find the right people for this, and the other thing is that we put on the final page of the welcome pack of, this is a big deal that you're doing this, and thank you for considering our property, even if you don't go ahead for it. Like, the fact that you even come here is a beautiful thing, and thank you so much for doing that, and like seeing an ounce of what you could live in our home. It's a big deal, and it's very flattering to have people want to buy something that you've created. It's wild.
And you literally have, haven't you? It was a shell, really.
It was, yeah. And again, we'll do like a full breakdown of like all the work that we did on it as well. And like, credit to Lawrence, he designed the whole thing, just like done such a way. So like, I'm pushing us through the sale right now in terms of like sorting out all of the type A bits.
Yeah.
As soon as we hopefully get it, I'll be like, over to you. Like, your job now. Design our home.
Yeah. This is what I want. You go and design it.
Yeah, we're very fortunate in that we're very aligned. We're very aligned with both design. We want it to be very. You get an exclusive here, guys. Like, we want it to be very mid-century bungalow, 70s kind of like vibes. Like, the dream would be to have a sunken living space kind of.
Oh, nice.
Like,
really nice.
We're so aligned with what we see the vision to be, and there's never a question as to, are we both on the same sort of path, and also, we're both as involved as others, which is really great, because I know that sometimes it's not like that with couples. Someone's probably more inclined with design choices than others, but no, not the way in this couple. It's very much 50-50. I feel very blessed and grateful for it. It's really nice.
Good, good. I'm glad to hear that. Well,
Yeah.
good luck anyway.
Thank
We'll
you.
keep
I'll keep
fingers
you updated.
crossed.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
hopefully after Saturday we should have some more news. We'll see. But yeah, I'll
Mm,
be making sure to update all of you guys because we're in this together. And I think that's the thing as well. It's like
yeah.
it's so lovely that you were saying about like the connection that we have with people because
Mm,
I genuinely like it's just I've used phrases before like the like bread buddies and stuff.
yeah.
I love everyone so much and I genuinely I feel more connected a lot of the time to the people that are within our community than I do with my own friends and family.
Yeah.
So, you know,
You spend
it's
more
true
time
and
with
it's
us, that's
true.
why.
Honestly, it's so true. It's so true. It's just know that, you know, if you're here, um I'm really here with you. Like it's there's not a day that goes by that I'm not like I love it. I love
Yeah.
it so much.
You truly appreciate it, don't you? And
Really,
it means
really,
a lot.
really do. It's just phenomenal. It's just a little like nice little family that we have. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Before you leave us and
Yes.
go back to your lovely Florence.
Landscape artist of the year.
Yeah. What's next? What's in the
Oh.
cards for you?
Do you know what? To be boring, there's nothing like imminent like happening. I think, you
Mhm.
know, if this house happens, that's the next like big project that I'm putting like all my energy into. I don't know about books, if I'm gonna be honest with you guys, because
Yeah.
I don't use cookbooks. I don't reach for them at all. However, I do have a really lovely idea that I don't know if any publisher would be able to make true as to doing something with recipe cards because that's what I do.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
because a lot of my recipes are recipes and it's like it's more just creating something from what you have, like I want to try and do something that will help people feel more confident with creating themselves. You
Yeah.
know, like you've got something in the fridge, this is what you feel confident being able to do. So is that a case of, you know, there are recipe cards that are created with good like base things where if you have any like
Mm.
typical leftovers, these are some ideas for it, and then the rest of the recipe tin are blanks for you to fill out with what you have
That's a good
created.
idea. Yeah.
I'd love to do something like that because that's what I would do. But you know, that becomes more of a product rather than like a book. And it's if a publisher would want to do something like that. But that would be a
Yeah.
great thing. I'd love to do
Unless you
something
did that
like
through
that.
Substack.
And let's do something like Substack. Yeah, exactly. Like
Mm.
there's lots of opportunities with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The only kind of book that I think that I'd like go down the route of is like a hosting Bible, you know,
Yeah.
like this is, and
That'd be
also with
good.
that
Yeah.
there'd be like ideas for your leftovers after hosting and like
Yeah.
tablescape ideas and like setting the tone and things like that. And yeah, I'd love to do something along those kind of lines. Yeah, like and in terms of like other things, I think I'd be lying if it'd be a dream to produce some sort of like cool merch. Like Lawrence and I
Yeah.
love a worker's jacket. We share a lot of our like
Perfect.
yeah
Some
of our
bread
workers.
buddies on the back or
Exactly, or like some sort of like nice little subtle like embroidery or
yeah.
something. Again, I love the idea of people making something their own. So I have another idea of there being, you know, an embroidery pack, kind of like shacket that someone can buy, and you can add embroidery to it that
Nice.
you
Oh,
love. You
yes.
know,
Yeah.
it's if you love a martini, here's a little like idea of doing that, and you can gradually build on your shacket with what
Yeah.
you want. You know,
That'd be
those
really
kind of
cool.
things.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of telling people what to do, which is what I struggle with like cookbooks and products and things like that.
Yeah.
But inspiring people to do something and have faith in themselves
Yeah.
and believe in themselves, that is like the main thing. You know, when I
Yeah.
get messages of people being like, I am more confident doing this. I now don't throw this away because of what you've posted. And I think twice about doing, I have a use first hub. Like those things bring me way more joy than
Yeah.
someone going, baked your recipe. You know, I want
Yeah.
people to just really find a love for something, anything, and have that confidence to be able to like go on it, you know?
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because you're really weaving those aspects into the fabric of their lives. Like, you are a part of their life. Same with the videos as well. See?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think I'd need to I need a good brainstorming session with someone to be like, this is what's possible, this is what you should do, and finding out from other people what they'd want. But yeah, if anyone has any ideas, if anyone wants to see certain things, let me know. Or if you think those ideas that I just said were rubbish, tell me.
No one's going to think that.
They might, and I'm here for construction. Honestly, and that's the other thing as well. I'm never. I don't take anything I'm not insulted by anything. It's very much learning with everyone kind of thing. So I actually really enjoy it when I have people DM to go, not sure about this or this or this, or this was a certain thing that I liked or I didn't enjoy with one of your vlogs. So I'm just yeah, bring it on.
Good feedback.
We're only going to be better if we're going to be better.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Sort of makes sense. The lovely Caroline says, such a comfort creator, Hope.
Oh, that's me. You have made my day, and we're at 7 p.m. So that's a good making of a day. So yeah, honestly, that is everything I could hope for. I love that so much. Thank you for allowing me to be that for you.
Lovely. That's a nice note to end on, I think.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Hope, for joining me today.
Thank you, Mark. This has been amazing.
I appreciate the time.
Pleasure. It's been a great chat.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone else has as well. So you'll be able to find the recording of this post. I'll post it out in the next couple of hours or so, which will appear on both of our Substacks.
Amazing.
And if you do have any questions following the chat, if you're watching this back on recording, then either pop me or Hope a message, and we'll get back to you. But thank you so much for hanging with us for the past hour or so, and
can't wait to see your next ones as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's going to be very exciting. So we'll all stay tuned as to the next ones that you have coming in.
Thanks. Next one.
Do you have any insights? Yeah.
Felicity Spector. So she is the author of Bread and War, and has spent all this time in Ukraine, reporting back on how just phenomenal the people are there. It's the bakers and the restaurants that are keeping everything going, really. So
wasn't she a journalist for BBC? Was she a journalist for BBC? She still is. Yeah, she's another person to 100% follow. She's really fascinating as a person. So I can't wait for that one. When's that one, Mark?
That one is second week of April. So
okay,
keep your eye out for that.
We shall. Oh, thank you so much for this, and everyone else for joining as well. It's been so lovely. Mark and I were saying just before everyone joined, we were so nervous, we're very scared. So hopefully this has been what you guys expected as well. And on the feedback thing, if there's anything that you'd like to see more of on these kind of things, let us know, because you only get better if you get better, right?
We've got to put that on the jacket as well now, don't we?
Only get better if you get better.
And we'll be looking forward to Dad's Substack Lives as well.
Yeah, all right. I'll get on the call right now.
Yeah, he's on the call right now. He's watching, isn't he? Make notes.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks so much, Hope.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good one.
Have a nice evening.
Thanks, Mark.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.